Yo, 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 what's going on, everyone? What up, what up? It's your girl, Miss DJ Hoodie, getting at you guys with another Re Up podcast episode. Today, oh my God, I kicked on this cast without even knowing the damn date. Sunday, September 22nd, 2024. And I am not coming at you guys from my whip. I'm coming at you guys from my studio, my art studio, my office. And I finally cleared a space for you guys so that we can talk about this. All right, so first of all, I want to give a shout out to my husband, Just Rob. He is currently listening to this recording as I'm recording it. And yeah, let's get into the episode. So this morning when I went to go get my breakfast from good old Burger King, never lets me down, even though we're not going to talk about it. But I clicked on this video on YouTube and it was a woman. I don't know how old she is or how long she's really been doing gig work, but she says that she works in HR. She's gone to college and you know, served the country and things like that. You know, seems very, very, very educated or whatever, and almost kind of coming off like she's better. She's better. Uh, yeah, like she's better than gig work. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. Gig work is not for everyone, right? There are fucking times where I carry the same fucking attitude, but I don't have that big ass size of a head. You know what I mean? Um, and I get it. If you come straight out from the military, you expect, the government to pick up a few things for you, to kind of make life great for you because you served the country. But I'm going to tap back to that in just a little bit. But she gets on camera in her car and she's like, I absolutely hate. And you guys know, if you guys know how I rant, bitch, and complain on the Re Up podcast, on Audie's Art Struggles podcast, or fucking the Why Run podcast. Like, you guys know that I just talk a lot of shit. I like talking shit. Sometimes I wish I didn't talk so much shit because I just want shit to go right for me in the world. I want the world to get right. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna bitch and complain about stuff. But when it comes to like gig work, you have stupid ass customers, you have stupid ass merchants, and you have stupid ass delivery drivers. Everybody's a stupid ass in any kind of fucking field, right? And I think this woman's viewpoints on gig work is that it should be easy, it should be smooth, it should be swift, it should be, stress free and, all of these things. Why? Because people just have a idea of what kind of people do gig work, because people think that others that do gig work, like we're lazy, easy money, we're doing the bare minimum and we expect higher pay, that's kind of how she's coming off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, she's just gonna jump into this thing and everything's gonna be fine for her. Why? Because she's military, because she has a respectable job as an HR, and she's educated and things like that. But in the video, she was saying like, oh, like, I hate it. And she doesn't go into like every little thing that she hates. Like, if you listen to the Re-Up podcast, I say things like, okay, like, this is a heavy ass order. It is not worth the pay hauling all of this food for this much pay and this much miles. Um, you hear me complain about sometimes gas in the commute. You will hear me bitch about there's no gate code. You'll hear me bitch about it being three fucking flights of stairs. You'll hear me complain about like going into McDonald's or somewhere and like they ignore you. You stand there waving your phone at them and they just they overlook you. They're looking in your direction, but they want to pretend and act like they don't see you waving your fucking phone and your hands and arms in the air. And then they turn around like, let me get this apple pie. And she doesn't bitch about things like that in this video. It's more like it's not worth it. Like, oh my gosh, like this is ridiculous. Like I just if I need like some extra money to pay a bill or something, she's like, I absolutely just hate it. Like I hate it. And when she was going in like I'm from the military. Like I served my country and this and that. And it's like, okay, so your issue really, lady, is with the government. You know what I'm saying? And in the beginning of this video, I actually was thinking about commenting and being like, bitch, here are some things that could help you, right? Here are some tips that you can do to make your job easier. But see, the thing is, you can't tell people like this that already have a big ass head about their past duties of being a soldier for for the company. Listen to me, for the country, to a respectable job. And you can't tell them this because for them it just scares them to death. Like for instance, I was going to get into her comments and say, maybe get yourself a hot bag. It's just as simple as that. Maybe get yourself a hot bag and maybe a few cup holders. That way you're not taking 3 paper bags and like 2 or 3 milkshakes going up maybe just a flight of stairs, right? You're struggling, you're stumbling, you're getting anxious, and it's just as simple as getting a hot bag. Now, if you take your ass to fucking Amazon and if you type in hot bag, you could buy one, you could buy two, four, six, eight. However, yes, they are a little bit, on the pricey side, but I think for them, it's like, oh, this ain't that serious. It's not that serious for me to go on Amazon and spend $20 on 2 hot bags. It's not worth it for me. So, okay, you got to invest in yourself, bitch. Like you have to invest in yourself to make things easier for you, and invest in yourself to make more money, because that's the whole point of just whatever. Like if you had a warehouse job, you have to invest in really good shoes. You have to invest in good soles, good socks, maybe a fucking foot massage every now and then if you are on your feet for 10.5 hours a fucking night. And if you live in a hot where live in a hot if you work in a hot warehouse, I've worked in warehouses where people had to buy like these cool headbands or these neck bands that keep you cool throughout the summer as you're working. Sometimes people have to purchase their own medical bracelets if they have something wrong with them working in a busy warehouse. And if, let's say, they didn't take their meds or they didn't eat enough or whatever, they get lightheaded and they fucking fall. You have to buy your own medical bracelet unless you want to get the ones at the hospital that they just give you. But if you want to, have a little, make it look like a fucking, something classy and snazzy, you have to buy your own medical bracelet. When you go out and make deliveries in the summer, you got to buy hats. Those cooling bands, it's just Like, this lady obviously does not, okay, it's not serious for her. She's not worth posting a comment being like, "Hey, if you want to make more money, you have to invest in in yourself." And it's just a hot bag. You can get cup holders from fucking McDonald's, you can get at the corner store, you can fucking get just any fucking where you are picking up your customers' orders. Yeah, and have good footwear because yeah, sometimes you got to hike. You got to hike. So she wasn't, to me, in my opinion, she was not informative as to why she hates it. It was more like it's not worth the money. It's not worth the miles. And then she kind of got into like, "Oh yeah, it's wear and tear on my tires, on my car." And then she tapped it back a little bit and she was like, "Oh, well, you got to pay for those things anyway if you have a regular 9 to 5 job." It's like, exactly. Exactly. And that's what I keep pushing at people, like when they try to look at me like I'm the one that's fucking losing in life. And it's like, yeah, well, how are you paying for the maintenance in your car? Like, is it your car? Or are you getting a ride? Are you taking a bus? Like, no, you can't use transportation because you need any and all kinds of transportation to make it to your job. So how is you using your car for gig work something that you need to like throw under the bus? Are you kidding? So I don't know. And it kind of triggered me a little bit because in the beginning I was like, okay, like yeah, yeah, I was agreeing with her like, yeah, that's typically what it is, and I was just hearing her out. And then when she started going into like, "Oh, it's not worth it. I don't understand how all these gig workers are like making $200-300." And she's just like, "Well, I want to know how long they're staying out. I want to know where they're going because I live in Georgia and blah blah blah." And it's just like, yeah. And then she went in on, "Oh, we got to see if the customer really tipped." But she was like, "DoorDash, like, how am I gonna make it with $3 and pay going 3 miles?" She's like, "Make it make sense. Make it make sense." And I'm just like, that's why, bitch, you go $2 a mile. Yeah. And if they throw you 10 fucking pizzas, 10 fucking pizzas, and if they're offering you $6 to go, I don't know, maybe 3 miles, is it still worth it to you, bitch, to haul 10 pizzas and you don't know if it's going up a flight or two of stairs? Will you find parking? Will people help you? Do you even have enough fucking hot bags? Hot pizza bags? Are you communicating with the customer saying, like, "Hey, you ordered 10 pizzas. Would it be all right if I get one or two of you guys coming out here to help me? Because that's a lot of pizzas and I'm working by myself." Communication with the customers. I bet you she's not. Because when you communicate with your customers, they would gladly come outside and help you and put an additional tip on top of what they tipped you in the app. But if you tell her that, she's going to be like, "No, no, make it make sense. Make it make sense." And it's like, how when you won't even fucking listen to the more experienced gig workers? So this bitch was on her high horse trying to do DoorDash and Uber Eats, and she's just like, "I'm so fucking sick and tired of DoorDash. I'm so sick and tired of Uber Eats." She's like, "I hate food delivery." She's like, "I hate it." She's like, "I hate it with a passion." And I'm just sitting there like, you could never invest not even $10 on two hot bags. I don't see you investing the energy just to get up out of your car to go inside a fucking McDonald's or the corner store and grabbing two cup holders that are free. to put inside your hot bag as you are delivering. You don't even have the interest or the fucking energy to do that because you think all of this is a waste of time, right? You guys hear me fucking do deliveries, but shit, I think I have a lot more fucking things to be angry about than what she is. She just thinks she don't need to be doing this. And it's like, okay, well then don't. And she's talking about that she goes on LinkedIn and she's getting fed up with other companies that have nothing to do with gig work. Nothing to do with gig work because she's looking for a much higher professional uh job, respectable job. And she's getting pissed off because she was like, how is it that these companies, these big high-end companies, only view my profile, only view my resume and not give me a job? So you can kind of see how high up there she puts herself because she thinks that if you view her LinkedIn business profile, that she should automatically be given a position. So it almost sounds like she's mad at herself for doing gig work. And people in the chat, in her comments, they were like, you could try grocery delivery, but she's not going to do that. I don't see this bitch like, first of all, buying and let me tell you, I hot bags, the reusable shopping bags, the ones that are made out of canvas or whatever. um it seems like she would not be caught dead with those in her vehicle. Like she just seems like that type. Like, oh, you're not gonna catch me with a fucking hot bag inside my vehicle. Oh, no, 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 because I'm HR at where, bitch. Um, it's oh man, like I just, we could talk shit about me. We could talk shit about me, but with this lady, she don't need to be there. She knows she doesn't have to be there. And it's just annoying because it's like she didn't even go in on this all the way, doing this for that long. And okay, maybe she feels like she doesn't really have to, but it's like, man, like you're coming up on here spreading a lot of negativity. I already do that already, but I'm the type of negative person that I will pull myself back because once I rant and rave and bitch and complain, I think about the real shit of it. Like I'm just like, you know what? I really do like deliveries. It's just the merchants, it's the customers, it's traffic, it's these school zones, it's these slow ass walking people slowly walking across the road. They fucking see you because you see them putting their eyeball at the corner of their face and then they just want to walk slower just to piss you off. And then when you cut them off, they want to act like, oh, you motherfucker. Because I had an incident like that yesterday, but I didn't say nothing. You want to know why? Because I had my husband on the phone and I don't want him to hear me rage at. But it's those things that make our jobs a lot more stressful. It makes us not want to do it. If we've already kicked off the day having a bad day and then later on in the day we got to go out and every little thing, it does feel like an attack on us. So I'm guessing that's where this lady's coming from, and I'm just saying that because I get that way when I have a bad day doing art. And if I go from art to doing deliveries and I feel like everybody's like everything is not working out for me, I do start feeling like I'm being attacked. I'll say it because it's the truth. And if she's saying it in that way, like this shit is happening to me, it's not working out. I'm sick and tired of it. I fucking hate it. Blah blah blah. Yeah, bitch. Don't try to do it like me because that's how I already been doing it. At least you got a fucking job. She has a part-time job and it's just like, well, you need to talk to your job and see if they have another location that you can help out at. There's other, I'm good at finding problems to solutions, but it's like, yo, for this stupid ass lady, I would be like, you know what? Here's a solution to your bullshit. Why don't you try to get in at another location that could put you at full time, because you're already bitching and complaining about the mileage, the wear and tear on your car and your tires and gas and all of this other shit. At least you're not like us burning gas every fucking turn and swerving shit like that. Like, you'd have nothing. You can't bitch about any of this shit because we already know. We already know what it is. But when you have little simple things like hot bags and cup holders and communication with customers, and it's with that fucking attitude, bitch, you're never gonna get an extra tip. You're never gonna have people meet you at the door or come out to your vehicle and help you unload your vehicle with all of the many quantities of things that they ordered. You're never gonna get that if you carry on like this. At least I can fucking hold my shit together when I fucking need to. Yeah, I bitch and complain that some of this shit isn't worth it, but at least I fucking know that. Maybe it's because it's the fucking years. I don't know. But if she's HR, I bet she's fucking horrible at what she does, because HR requires a lot of communication to people. And if she wants to act like, oh, I don't have time for this shit, I'm better than this shit, I shouldn't have to be doing this shit, I'm HR, well, then don't do it. There's other things that you can fucking do. If you don't want to wear and tear your vehicle, why don't you go out and scrub people's cars? Work at the car wash. Do pharmacy delivery, or there's just other things. She could work at the grocery store being a pick person and taking things out to people's vehicles. But no, she don't want to do that. She wants a respectable high end job by a high fucking company. And it's like, you know what? Stay in your lane, because us drivers, we're already mad as it is. People don't give us gate codes, and people want to talk low to us like we're fucking do boys and do bitches. Man, she hasn't witnessed the worst of it. This has happened to me one time, and it's happened to other drivers, because I saw YouTube videos like maybe like 5 years ago, where people were like, "Oh, if you want an extra $10 tip, when you drop off the order, jump up and down, bark like a dog, spin around in circles, roll over on the floor if you want extra $10." Yes. And there's some motherfuckers that actually did it. The only worst thing for me, and I don't want to say worse because I would have done it anyway, was the person told me or gave me instructions like, "Oh, please deliver to the door. This person's gonna answer it. It's her birthday, and sing her happy birthday, and say that it was from me and you, or whatever." I didn't sing happy birthday, but I just said, "Oh, I heard today was your birthday. Happy birthday from me and so and so." And she was like, "Oh my God, thank you." So she hasn't gotten the worst. You know what I'm saying? For her to be like, "I fucking hate it. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate it." Sure, just like all of us, how we get doing our jobs, yes, most of the time we hate our jobs. We hate what we have to go through. We hate our coworkers. We hate our bosses. We hate the whole process. The only enjoyment that we get out of it are two things: leaving and receiving a paycheck. So for her, it's like, yeah, no, it's ridiculous. Excuse me. But What do you guys think about it? Like, I don't know. It's just I my bottom line is stay in your own lane. Sure, you know, you tried it and you discovered that you didn't like it. Um, are you really just coming on here asking for help? Or are you just on here to fucking bitch and complain and then, you know, to share the hate and spread the hate with other people that are just like yourselves, hating on the thing and just refusing and fighting, you know, kicking and screaming? How can anyone like doing this? This is fucking like, you guys are nobodies. Like, if you guys like doing this, you guys stay down there. You guys stay beneath us. You know, I think she just hates being the gopher. The gopher, whatever. She hates being that. She hates playing that role. And she wants to talk about her military background. Man, that's something that you need to take that shit up with the government, and you need to take that shit up with your boss at your job, because you're getting mad at the wrong community. Yeah, you cannot like it, but you experienced it. And even if we were to give you tips like get a hot bag, get cup holders, you know, communicate with your customers, you know, blast your music and listen to a podcast like the Wine Run podcast, the Re-Up, the Struggles, you know, audio books, you know, maybe take a friend with you. Like, I mean, there's other things that could make it a lot more enjoyable. You know, for me, I love to get my car accessories like shit. Like I'll get like dope ass fucking air fresheners like I did yesterday. You know, I'll go and get like a little side thing for like extra cup holders. You know, like there's just, maybe get yourself a new keychain to make you feel good about what you're doing, or maybe get your car like a fresh car wash, or you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, make you know, because for me, my car is my office. I love keeping a clean car. I love when my car smells good. I like when my car looks good on the outside. You know, I like to have my little fruity drinks and my iced coffee, and you know, blast like a good podcast or music, or you know, something that makes me feel good in my car. You know, and she's just looking at her car like a damn prop. She should, you know, like be comfortable in your space at your office. That's where you're making money. But she's not going to look at it like that. Why? Because she's still a gopher. That's her mindset. And I feel like none of us, not even the people in her comment section, could change her mind. But anyway, that's it for this episode. I just really wanted to get up on here and talk about that. And you know, we can talk about my mess, my bullshit, the way I look at delivery drivers. But you know what? I talk all this shit, but you know what? Deep down, I really do like it. I love a good smooth night. I love seeing new places to go, even though I don't really go to those places. I don't want to go there to eat by myself. You know, I like to go out and say hi to people. You know, the food's smelling good, and you know, I get out of the house, I get to drive around and listen to music, and you know, now I'll be able to roll the windows down and feel the cool breeze, and you know, all of these things. I do like it overall. Like being pissed, no fucking gate codes, shitty ass customers and merchants and people on the fucking road. I do like deliveries. I do. And it's just stupid. And another thing, just real quick, I'm thinking that do is that what I sound like? When I was listening to this woman talk, and I was like, oh my god. And after the video, I fucking damn near screamed on the top of my lungs, do I sound like that? And I admit it, you know, sometimes I do when I'm just beside myself, but you know, not enough to be like, oh, I fucking hate it. You know, we hate it so much we still kick that bitch on. You know what I mean? Like we still turn it on, and you know, we could be really happy when we get like a $12 order going 3 miles. Fuck yeah, that's happiness to us. You know what I'm saying? But um not enough for me to like title one of my podcast episodes like I hate delivering, or I hate, this gig app company. Like, man, you'll never fucking see that shit come out of me, man. I do like it. It's fun when you have someone with you, and you got your car in a zen. Like, that's just your happy place. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got for you guys. Thank you, babe, so much for listening to the live recording. Thank you, babe. And yeah, that is it for this episode. I'm gonna be going out this evening. I have two re-up episodes coming up right after this. Um, that I need to edit, and I hope you guys will enjoy it. And yeah, you guys will hear me over and over and over beside myself. But yeah, they're worth listening to. All right, not that lady though. You don't want to hear someone that's gonna put down something that you're curious in, or something that you just don't, like, it's all right. Don't listen to people like her, and really come after the old heads in the business. That would be me and a couple others out there that have been doing this for more than 2-3 years. We're the ones that you need to listen to. We'll give you guys all the in and outs. All right. And yeah, again, that is it for this episode. Don't forget to add, rate, comment, subscribe, follow, and share. And I will check you guys in the next two re up edits. Peace.